Let's have a look at this hive here. I don't see any bees. There's plenty of grasshopper poop. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, doesn't look particularly good. No bees. Got some mud wasp nests. A little bit of abandoned brood. Looks like some wax moths are starting to move in. You know what it looks like to me is they swarmed anyway. Remember how I split the hives to keep them from swarming? Yeah, they did anyway. And once they're weakened to the point where they can't fend off the other hives, the other stronger hives just come in and rob them out. One good thing about having bees out in the middle of nowhere like this is there's not a whole lot of places for them to make a nest. So my swarm traps have got a pretty good chance of having them. There we go. Hear that? This swarm trap's got bees in it. So I did catch the swarm. Doesn't sound like there's a lot of bees in there. The bee coming in. So they moved right into that box. Yeah, so half the bees left and went to go find another home. And they've set up here. The bees that were left behind got conquered by the other hives and probably died of starvation as their honey supplies got packed away. And these guys probably don't have any honey reserves stored up. So neither one of the hives will probably make it through the winter. I'll probably wind up combining this with one of the others. This hive here is doing just fine though. This is the one that I took out of the building. Looks like they got both boxes full of bees. Yeah. They probably haven't swarmed. It's good. You know what? Let's open this up. Let's see just how many bees are actually in here. Had a couple of frames, as you can see. There's a handful of bees. It's really not enough to be viable. Here's the queenless hive. There's the box with the queen and a few bees. I got a queen cage and some cardboard and a blowtorch. So first I've got to make sure that those queen cells haven't hatched yet. If they have, that could complicate the matter. Look how much honey they've got going. You can see that. They've got no brood to take care of, so they've just been packing away the nectar. That's a hatched queen cell. Well, I found the new queen right there. And see how big her abdomen is? She's already mated. In fact, I was looking through the combs. I actually saw quite a few eggs. So you know what? They're doing just fine. They managed to produce their own queen. So you know what? I'm gonna leave her alone. This queen I've got in the box, I'll just kind of keep over here and just keep it on standby. And really all that entails is opening the front so they can fly in and out, and they'll make a little hive. Alright, I'll put them back together. So I got the fish here. So I've got the fish in a bucket here. I think it's about time that I add them to the aquaponic system outside. So I'm just going to take this bucket and I'm just going to sort of set it in the water for now so they can equalize temperature and everything. Might use one of these clamps to support it. There we go. I'll just set them like that while I'm working, and then at the end of the day I'll just tip them into the rest of the tank. Check out this bell pepper. See this? That's probably just about ready to be picked. There's something actually eating at it right there. That's already the biggest bell pepper I've ever grown. Wonders of hydroponics. So just a quick update on the sugar beets. If you look right down here, focus the camera, there's some sugar beet seedlings coming up right there. These guys here I think are actually thistles or something. Some seeds that were in the soil. Just pull those out. There's the sugar beets. So I'm going to continue using these zinc fittings here because, well, I'd like all the buckets to be more or less the same, and also the zinc fittings are not really that big of a deal, especially if I paint them. This is some latex paint. I think in the earlier video I messed up and said epoxy, but this is actually a latex based paint. This is what was recommended to me for use on zinc materials so that I could seal in the zinc and keep the zinc from getting into the water. I'm just going to put in a bunch of this paint. And now I'm just going to more or less shake these up until they're completely coated. Alright, so there's all the buckets lined up in their final position. The buckets are essentially done. I just need to put the spouts on and hook them up to the drain pipe. See, I've got some sand in the bottom to take up the space where the water would sit. And right along the screen, I'm adding a little bit of gravel to help the water flow out. Now for these ones over here, I just filled it the rest of the way up with sand. But people have told me that's a bad idea. I mean, it seems to be working, but I think I will do something different on these buckets. So here's the plan. I'm going to be mixing the sand with some straw. Now this is actually just grass hay. It's the closest thing to straw I could find. It's low protein, so it won't rot like alfalfa will. I mean, it will rot, but slowly. So I'm going to pack a bunch of this into the bucket, a little bit of sand on top of this, and that should break up the sand so that the roots are able to go through more easily. That's the idea. And here we are. It's just about done. I haven't got all the plants in, but the actual hydroponic system itself is complete. So I wanted to publish this video at noon on Wednesday, and it is currently 1 a.m. on, what is this, Thursday? I started working on this Tuesday afternoon, and I did not go to sleep Tuesday night. I worked on it clear throughout the night, and here I am. I mean, look at this. You know, usually using your finger to spread silicone is never an issue, but apparently after doing it for something like 36 hours straight, it'll make your skin fall off. So there's that. Oh, and here's the fish. I did eventually let them out of their bucket, and they've been enjoying this just fine. So yeah, this is where I wanted to be on this project a month and a half ago. But I got there eventually. And one thing's for sure, I definitely have all these buckets already made for next year. And I should be able to store a lot of them over, like the strawberries. I can just box those up, put them in the basement, and bring them back out in the spring. And also, when I move, I can load all these onto a trailer, probably dump the dirt out of them first, and take them with me. Now I guess I can start working on that system back at the ranch, which I wanted to do before the summer got here, but better late than never. Speaking of which, a lot of people have commented, with all that land, why are you trying to build alongside of a house inside of the town? Well, that's because I am not currently living at the ranch. I only visit there occasionally on weekends. I decided that getting my college degree was important, so I'm going to be here for another year or two. Oh, another thing about the ranch. In the first video of this series I showed some turkey eggs I was trying to hatch, and I never got them to actually hatch. The incubator had some issues just before they were ready. But my parents did get a batch of turkeys to hatch, and I'll put a clip of them clucking around at the end of this video. So, hope you enjoy. I'll see you next time.